And they're also, it kind of forged their stoicism. I think that too, particularly in London, as you were going through the Blitz from the Nazis, and she got right out there and was walking through some of the bombed out areas. She proved her mettle, didn't she?
Oh, absolutely. And as you rightly said, you know, I mean, you've got to remember as well, when you talk about her frugality, you know, prime ministers who I've interviewed have told me that when they went to see her at Windsor, and, you know, it may be cold in the room, there was no putting the fire on. You know, she got them a blanket and just put it over their knee, you know, because she didn't, you know, she didn't waste money. She came from, you know, a background that really was all about frugality and just keeping going. And when you think about it, you know, I was lucky enough when President Trump came over and, shall we say, walked in front of her. You know, he got it all a little bit wrong, but she liked him, let me tell you. You know, the Queen was very, very good in business. And all the prime ministers that when you interview them and you say, you know, what is she like? You know, they say, well, she knows exactly what's going on. She knows exactly what you should do. And she gives that advice, or should I say, gave that advice. But she always gave this back to one of the world's greatest leaders, our very first Prime Minister, Winston Churchill. You know, apparently he taught us so much. She was so grateful to him. And then obviously she passed this on. And I think she probably was more influential in politics than we realise, because these Prime Ministers, right from Liz Truss, right back round to Winston Churchill, via John Major, you know, and beyond, you know, they've all had her expertise firsthand, even if you don't get the fire on.
Now, Kinsey, there were challenging times, and I think in my lifetime, no more so than what happened when Princess Diana died, and there was a real crisis in Buckingham Palace. They were trying to figure out exactly how to, because it was so difficult, and she trained herself not to be emotional in front of people, and that kind of bothered a lot of English people, but she did come out and finally met the moment, didn't she?
And don't forget when she bowed her head to Diana as the casket passed, which was just a phenomenal moment. You know, everybody, they were caught just breathless after that because it was so unique. That was a struggle, and I honestly think it perhaps was an unfair misjudgment by the public. I understand, I love Diana, and I understand that the public loves Diana, but we now know that she was doing her best to protect those boys, and her ultimate objective was to protect their hearts. Both of the men have come out and said that recently too, that she was just loving on them and trying to protect them. So I do think history will be kind ultimately in regards to that specific instance.
And we did get a glimpse, not only during those hard times, but during the lighter times of the Jubilee. And you mentioned this, both of you have mentioned this. I mean, that wonderful moment with the Paddington Bear, where we really began to see her for the first time ever in my lifetime, where you could get a sense of how she was joking behind the scenes. Let me roll tape and get your quick reactions. Go ahead.
Perhaps you would like a marmalade sandwich. I always keep one for emergencies.
So do I. I keep mine in here.